Aging HDB flats, is it worth buying or is it time to sell? Hi, my name is Alan from Alan We Property. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to talk about aging HDB flats. Should you sell them as the lease begin to get shorter with every year? Currently, I'm selling some aging HDB flats and I realized that they are getting fewer inquiries than usual. Is this because we are already in the post-pandemic era when there is no longer an urgent need for housing? Or is it because buyers have suddenly woken up on the lease decay issue that have always haunted old HDB flats? Here, I'll be going into details with data on aging HDB flats in Bedok. Why Bedok? Is it because I was born there? Definitely not. I've chosen Bedok because there are three clusters of HDB flats that are close to one another, yet have different remaining lease. The purpose is to find out if aging HDB flats are worth buying or is it time to sell. Take note, this study in Bedok may not represent the rest of Singapore, so please interpret them at your own discretion. Please also stay tuned to the end as I'll be sharing a property lobang for HDB upgraders that may have plans to upgrade. The first cluster that I'll be discussing is this cluster of flats in Block 90 series in Bedok North Avenue 4. Here, I will only choose Block 93 transactions in our study. Block 93 is a 99 years leasehold HDB flat built in 1979. It's about 44 years old with a remaining lease of 55 years. There are 130 units of 4-room HDB flats. The average value is $428,000 for a 990 square feet flat. This worked out to be $432 per square feet. This is the price movement from 2008. Prices appreciate upwards to a high in 2014 before coming down to 2018 on the controversy issue of aging HDB flats before rising back due to COVID-19. In 2019, the government made an out of the ordinary change to HDB loans and use of CPF to give more flexibility to flat buyers. Coincidentally, we have the general election in 2020. This measure indirectly helped to support HDB flat prices for aging HDB flats. In my opinion, this is a knee-jerk reaction to solve a long-term problem with a short-term solution. The second cluster I would like to explore are these 5 blocks called Vista 8 near the Bedok Stadium. I will study only Block 181 in this case. It was built in 2006. It's about 17 years old with a remaining lease of 82 years. There are a total of 76 units of 4-room flats and 18 units of 5-room flats. Today, the average value is $665,000 for a 990 square feet 4-room flat. This worked out to be about $672 per square feet. Prices increase initially after the MOP when there is usually a demand from buyers looking at newer resale flats. Prices remain pretty stagnant before increasing again in 2022. The last cluster that I'll be discussing is this cluster of flats known as Fengshan Greenview. It is next to the famous Block 85 Hawker and Market. This is one of the newest HDB flats that have crossed its 5 years MOP and are eligible for sale in Bedok. Here, I will only choose Block 186A transaction in our study. 186A has a 99 years tenure from 2018. It's about 5 years old with a remaining lease of 94 years. There are 90 units of 4-room HDB flats and 36 units of 5 rooms. The average value is $749,000 for the 990 square feet 4-room. This worked out to be $748 per square feet. As this block has just MOP, I don't have any meaningful historical chart to share with you. Nevertheless, 5-room flats are already touching $1 million. Here, the 3 clusters have different remaining lease. Therefore, it will not be accurate to compare them just like this. The most ideal way to compare them is using the Singapore Land Authority leasehold table. This SLA table is used to calculate the lease top-up premium for private properties that are undergoing redevelopment. Similarly, this table can also be used for HDB flats to compare them to a single reference point. In this case, we will compare them to its freehold value. For example, Block 93 has a remaining lease of 55 years. The percentage of its freehold value is 77.3. Since the average value is 428,000, this means Block 93 4-room flat should only be worth 330,000 in today's freehold value. This means the current price is 30% higher. Similarly, if I use the same approach for Block 181, the percentage of its freehold value is 91.8%. This means today's freehold value should be 610,000. This means the average value of 665,000 is about 9% higher than its freehold value. Likewise, for Block 186A, the percentage of its freehold value is 95.4%. This means today freehold value should be 710,000. The average value is about 6% higher than its freehold value. What can we conclude here? Well, the difference between the average and its freehold value for the newer HDB cluster are not significantly different. This is with the exception for the older flats in Block 93, which has easily gone through many market cycles in the past 44 years. This means a higher transaction volume indirectly supports its resale value. There are a lot of buying and selling over the years. Not forgetting, it is also the cheapest 4-room flat you can find near the Bedok town centre. This makes it appealing to buyers that have a limited budget. Hence, Block 93 is more expensive if we factor in the shorter lease. If you are a buyer with a better budget, you should always consider newer flats or those with at least 80 years on their lease. This will avoid the situation of a shorter runway, just like our DPM Heng having to step down as the leader of the 4G due to his age. Here you can see, does age matter in HDB flats? I suppose you already have the answers. Coming back to my question, should you sell your aging HDB flats? My answer to you here is a definitely big yes. I don't anyhow talk without supporting data. This is the historical chart for the 3 HDB cluster over time. Let me compare all the data from 2009 onwards, as this is the time when Block 181 can be sold in the resale market. Take note of the orange line, which represents the older flat, and the blue line represents the newer flat. As I scroll through the different periods, it is evidence that the orange line has performed poorly as compared to the blue line. This can be supported that older flats have become less appealing to potential buyers. A lower demand translates to lower pricing. Here, if you are a retiree staying in such flats, I know your concern. Seriously, I'm not the government. I'm not the Zheng. I'm only a property agent. I cannot do magic. What you can do is, you can only wait patiently for HDB to do a ver or sir. Else, the better alternative is to apply for a retirement flat and cash out. Else, live till the lease run out if you can. For middle income HDB upgraders, they are already priced out of the private property market. I have a lobang for you here. Look no further. You can explore the nearby Tanah Merah Crest, which is a 99 years leasehold condo from 2000. It's about 23 years with a remaining lease of 76 years. The current going rate for the 3-bedroom that measure 1184 square feet is 1.1 million or 929 per square feet. I think this is pretty decent if you compare it to some of the recent new launch in the vicinity at almost double the prices. But take note, buy this condo purely for your own stay and don't expect prices to shoot up in the future. Nevertheless, let's take a look at the historical price movement. The dark blue line is Tanah Merah Crest. It has performed better than the nearby HDB flats over the years. It shows that even older private condo outperform HDB flats over time. That is why I always advocate, if you have the means, you should upgrade, not for the sake of that condo lifestyle, but rather more about preserving your wealth for retirement. By the way, if you happen to be around the Bedok area, please pay a visit to Willing Heart Food Fair 2023. They are organizing a fundraising event on 25th June 2023 as they move to a bigger premise in Telok Kurau. Willing Hearts is a non-affiliated charity wholly run by volunteers, apart from a handful of staff. It operates a soup kitchen that prepares foods and distributes about 7,000 daily meals to over 70 locations island-wide, 365 days a year. Beneficiaries include the elderly, the disabled, low-income families, children from single-parents family or otherwise poverty-stricken families, and migrant workers in Singapore. Willing Heart is registered as a charity with the Ministry of Social and Family Development. Please go and support them as I do. And also, please don't forget to support my YouTube channel too. That's all. Thank you.